like you. I never see any God like you. I never see you. I never see any God like you. Muhammad can never be like you. Guru Maharaji can never be like you. Ogun can never be like Jesus. Amadioha can never be like you. I never see you. I never see. I never see you. I never see. You are reliable, dependable, unshakable, unmovable.
Jesus.
Powerful God is your name. Who can do the things you do? You raise the dead. You heal the sick. You made the barren. You are the master on earth. You are the hero. Everywhere we talk about Jesus. Everywhere we talk about Jesus. In your life we talk about Jesus. In your ministry we talk about Jesus. Even in this meeting we talk about Jesus. Can you declare everywhere we talk about Jesus? Now you the show up for my matter. Yes. Now you the show up for my matter. Now you the show up for my matter. Now you the show up, Jesus. Now you the show up.
Now you the show up for my matter. Now you the show up for my matter.
Jesus.
Now you the show up for my matter. Now you the show up for my matter.
Now you they carry my matter for your head. Oh.
Yes.
Now you they carry my matter for your head. Oh. Come to me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke, for they are easy, and my burden is light. Tonight the Lord is easy. Every weight of house rent, every weight that disappointment has brought about, every weight that lack of money has brought about, every weight that has come into your life as a result of sickness. Now you they carry your matter for in here though. Take this minute, pull down those loads.
We are glad to have you on the news tonight. Let's begin with the headlines. Chief of Staff, Ebonyi State Government House calls for accelerated drive for internally generated revenue in the state. President Tinubu visits surviving victims of last Friday's brutal attacks in Benue State. And Iran's supreme leader warns against dire consequences of U.S. plan to engage Israel in military action against Iran. Good evening. My name is Chukwudi. We're now the news in detail. The Chief of Staff Government House, Professor Emmanuel Echegu, has called for unity of purpose among members of Ebonyi State Internal Revenue Service to improve internally generated revenue drive of the state government. Professor Chegu made a call during the revenue stakeholders meeting held at the Staff Development Center, Piripiri, Abakaliki. The report.
The Chief of Staff, while underscoring unity as the bedrock to achieving success in any venture, urged members of the service to always live up to their responsibility of stimulating revenue generation of the state government for an improved development in the state.
The chairman is a very good man, very honest, very quiet, but sometimes some people try to abuse that privilege. Some members are overbearing and try to assume responsibility that is not there.
The leader of Ebonyi State House of Assembly and House Committee member on Finance and Appropriation, Mr. Kingsley Ikoro, who commented on the automation of IGR, said there was need to quicken the automation process for the sake of holistic IGR generation. Chief Christopher Omisu, Chairman Internal Revenue Service, threw his weight behind IGR automation because of the crucial role it plays in comprehensive collection of internally generated revenue.
Ebonyi people are very law-abiding people. Now, what makes an Ebonyi man or woman angry is when you come to take something from him and he does not know why you are taking this from him. It makes him feel bad.
When we talk of automation, I've always championed it. I went to the ESCO. I was the person who presented a matter before the IRS spoke on it. All the papers were writing. I've signed all of them.
Director, IRS Consult Limited and State Consultant on IGR, Dr. Chukwemeka Chijoke, said automation will help to block some leakages being experienced in revenue drive to restore sanity in IGR collection. Dr. Chijoke insisted that his office is not resting on its oars to ensure that revenue base of the state government is boosted and upgraded through automation system.
Our concern is about purely automation. Without automation, we will not move forward. Of course, all of us will understand revenue in our own perspective. The only difference that we can make about revenue is automating it. And I keep on telling people a little story that without automation, you must consistently see differences and leakages in your system.
The meeting focused mainly on practical implementation and usage of automation in the revenue drive. For South FM News, I am Chidebere Mori.
Moving on, the Director General of Ebonyi State Broadcasting Corporation, EBBC, Chief Tony Wizi, has promised to ensure dissemination of activities of Federal Road Safety Corps across the state. The Director General stated this when the State Sector Commander of Federal Road Safety Corps paid him a courtesy visit at the broadcast house in Kaleki. Emmanuel Onyibe has the details.
Chief Tony Wizi, who is a member of the Special Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, said the projecting of the activities of the Corps in the state will be given adequate attention by the corporation and urged the State Sector Commander to reactivate the program they were running in EBBC before now.
We are going to give you every enablement to reactivate the program. We also have our television running, so you can as well package a similar program. Very good program for the TV, so that the full part of our content will help also.
The Director General said he is aware that the duties of the command is very enormous, hence the promise to ensure dissemination of its activities so that ensuring the reduction of road accidents across the major highways across the state and beyond. The Ebonyi State Federal Road Safety Corps Sector Commander, Mr. Anthony Omodo, lauded the Director General for the one instruction accorded him, saying the purpose of the visit was to seek more robust synergy between the Corps and EBBC in promoting their activities within the state and beyond.
My major reason is just of coming is just for us to partner and synergize to ensure that the public, the general public, both the motoring and pedestrians within Ebonyi State are well briefed on road safety issues.
The State Sector Commander of Federal Road Safety Corps promised to ensure the reactivation of the Life Orders Participatory Program in the EBBC. Emmanuel Onyibe.
And still on security, Nigeria's Security and Civil Defense Corps Ebonyi State Command has launched Operation Know Your Neighbor Security Service to nip crimes in the bud. The program, which held in Abakaliki, was graced by other sister security agencies, including the Nigeria Customs Service and Federal Road Safety Corps Ebonyi State Command, among others. The report.
Operation Know Your Neighbor, initiated by Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ebonyi State Command, is geared towards improving the security network in the state, communities, villages, and neighborhoods, with people building strong relationships between themselves and getting to know their jobs and routines. The program climaxed with sensitization by officers of the command, their sister agencies, and Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development around strategic locations in the state capital. The state commandant of NSCDC, Mr. Francis Nade, said when individuals come together and actively participate in safeguarding their neighborhood by way of getting to know their routines and movements, there will be an overall security improvement and urge citizens of the state to endeavor to provide information relating to crime to the command for swift response.
You have right to be a member of this community. When you see something, you say something. We are flagging off Operation Know Your Neighbor, which simply means when you know your neighbors, it's a part of eradicating crime. You know your neighbor, you know what he's capable of doing. You cannot say something.
The Commissioner for Youth and Sports Development, Chief Richard Idike, encouraged citizens of the state to work in synergy with Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, Ebonyi State Command, in waging war against crimes in the state by providing useful information that will aid their operation.
This is the job that is meant for everybody. When you know your neighbor, it means you know what your neighbor is doing. And it will reduce crime, because if we should know ourselves, it means we are all good.
Others, including Lieutenant Owutu Oporo of Army, Sector Commander FRSC, Corps Commander Anthony Obodo, and officer in charge of custom in Ebonyi State, Mr. Samuel Cheka, praised the commandant of NSCDC for the wonderful initiative, believing that Operation Know Your Neighbor will go a long way in stamping out crimes in the state through information and action by people of the state and security officers.
This is a greater opportunity for you guys to contact us at any point in time, and we'll be there to operate with you guys.
Operation Know Your Neighbor is a very nice initiative muted by the Civil Defense Corps, because we believe that by the time you know your neighbor, you know what your neighbor is doing.
Information is a key. Information, they said, is success to a life.
They promised to collaborate with NSCDC to sustain and drive the program to achieve success. For Salt TV News, I am Chidiebere Nworie.
The House of Representatives Committee on Nutrition and Food Security on Tuesday commenced a probe into how the 1.12 trillion naira meant for the execution of Anchor Borrowers Program was allegedly diverted by ministers, departments, and agencies. The panel is also probing the Niger Microfinance Bank on how it spent 215 billion naira on agribusiness, as well as the Bank of Agriculture over the disbursement of the 3 billion naira to 22,120 smallholder farmers through the Agriculture Value Chain Financing Program. The report.
The investigative hearing, the chairman of the committee, Chike Okafor, raised the concern that of the 24 participating financial institutions who disbursed the money for the APB, they only had evidence of 9 institutions. He said the creation of a committee on nutrition and food security is a legislative response to join forces with the executive arm of government and other stakeholders to tackle issues and make Nigeria a food secured and nourished nation. A representative of Niger Microfinance Bank, Charles Bassey, identified insecurity as a major challenge to the successful implementation of the bank's loan scheme.
You are still watching Salt TV News. More of the stories when we return from this break. Do stay tuned. Welcome back, and now the rest of the items in the bulletin. President Bola Tinubu today visited surviving victims of the last Friday's brutal attack in Yelewata community in the Guma local government area of Benue State. The president visited the North Central State following the attack, which left 59 people dead and several others injured. The report.
President on arrival at the teaching hospital went straight to the wards to see the victims after visiting the Tactical Air Command, Nigeria Air Force Base, Makudi, on Wednesday. He later left the hospital for the new banquet hall of the Benue State Government House, where he met with major stakeholders in the state in view of the violent attacks. The meeting with the stakeholders was part of a broader effort to find a lasting solution to the crisis that has affected parts of the state, especially rural communities. Meanwhile, the Totif, James Ayase, has claimed that the killings in Benue State are the result of clashes between herders and farmers, describing such claims as misinformation. He spoke during the meeting between President Bola Tinubu and stakeholders. He said the killings were a calculated, well-planned, full-scale genocidal invasion and land-grabbing campaign in the state by herder terrorists.
And now from the foreign scene, Ghana State Electricity Distributor has cut power supply to several state institutions over unpaid bills running to tens of millions of dollars. The Electricity Company of Ghana also on Tuesday cut off electricity supply to Water Limited Weija Treatment Plant in Accra, citing an outstanding bill of $97 million. The details.
The electricity company gave the waterworks a 48-hour ultimatum to pay up or face a longer-term supply cut to its main pumping stations, which comprise essential infrastructure for Ghana's water distribution. ECG executives said they stepped up collection campaign with the aim to stem growing losses on their own balance sheet, despite the consequences of disrupting essential services.
And still across the shores of Nigeria, Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has issued a grave warning to the U.S. on Wednesday, telling the country it would suffer irreparable damage if it engages in military action against Iran amid its conflict with Israel. Khamenei said that the U.S. entry in the matter is 100% to its own detriment. The report.
The Iranian leader said it was already suspected that the U.S. was involved in a malicious move carried out by the Zionist regime, but considering their recent remarks, the suspension is growing stronger day by day. According to the supreme leader, the U.S. president threatened Iran with absurd rhetoric demanding that the Iranian people surrender to the U.S. He warned that the U.S. should make threats against those who are afraid of being threatened. The Iranian nation is not frightened by such threats. Khamenei's remark came amid questions surrounding Trump's response to the escalating conflict between Israel and Iran and whether or not the U.S. will become involved.
And with that news from Iran, we wrap it up on Soul TV News tonight. But before we go, let's bring you the recap of the major stories that made the bulletin. We informed you that the Chief of Staff, Government House, Professor Emmanuel Echegu, has called for unity of purpose among members of Ebonyi State Internal Revenue Service to improve internally generated revenue drive of the state government. We also informed you that President Bola Tinubu today visited surviving victims of the last Friday's brutal attack in Yelewata community in the Guma local government area of Benue State. And from the foreign scene, we informed you that Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei has issued a grave warning to the U.S. on Wednesday, telling the country it would suffer irreparable damage if it engages in military action against Iran amid its conflict with Israel. That's it tonight on the news. My name is Chukwudi Nweke. Thanks for watching and keep watching Soul television programs. Good night.